he was cleaning up the offensive glass, and he was huge for us tonight as far as just being big around the basket and protecting the paint. Third quarter, just come out, try to set the tone defensively. I thought we did a good job with that. And then, they went to the zone, and the zone was pretty effective tonight, but in the second half, but we was able to come away with the win.
Thanks, Kahari. We'll go to Andrew Greip.
Hey, Ty. With Zoo, to piggyback off that, I mean, he's obviously gone through an adjustment this year, going from role change. How have you seen him handle that? And did you like what you saw tonight in terms of just his raw production? Seems like it was his best, maybe most impactful performance of the year.
Yeah, I think mentally as a person, he was good with it. Just whatever it takes for the team to win. And I think he's struggled early on just because playing with new guys, different guys, and just having to try to find his way and find his niche in that second unit, was tough for him early on. But his attitude as far as just saying what we wanted to try and what we wanted to do, he was great with that. So he's still adjusting, and, we're trying to adjust to get him in with the starters a little bit more, as much as we can, and just try to make him feel more comfortable.
And then you've talked about the change in mindset you want to see in these second halves. The last 5 games, I think you've outscored teams 56 points in the last 5 third quarters. What have you seen from the change in mindset that has allowed that to happen?
I just think those guys are just doing a good job of coming out with a defensive mindset. I think in that third quarter, Nick had 4 steals maybe to spark our run. Pat had a big block. But just trying to get in our minds, just coming out in those third quarters and just, give everything we got the first 6 minutes defensively and try to break the game open.
Thanks, Andrew. We'll go over to Miriam.
Hey, Ty. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
So before the game, Luke Walton was kind of speaking real reverentially about this team and how talented it is. But I wonder for you guys, I mean, obviously everyone has known that about you guys, but is this team better this year at sort of having that bullseye and having that, sort of respect that other teams are giving you, or the best shot that they're giving you?
I'm not sure, but I just know every night, we're going to get everyone's best shot. And then we've been doing a good job of handling that, just trying to, just like I said, just trying to build habits, offensively and defensively, sharing the basketball, making the right play. And I think our team has been doing that. And we talked about the process, and guys are getting better. They're learning what we're trying to do. And, we're going to still get better with time.
Thanks, Miriam. We'll go over to Charlie Widows.
Hey, Ty, a little bit of a random one here, but can you tell me about your history with Larry Drew and what he's meant to you over the course of your career?
Actually, he meant a lot. I grew up in Mexico, Missouri, and he went to the University of Missouri, so I watched him as a kid. And then, growing up in Kansas City, I went to a couple of his basketball camps when I was a kid. He don't remember me, but that's okay from that. But when I got drafted by the Lakers, he was an assistant coach, and he taught me the game, and I watched film with him, and he taught me the pick and roll and all the passes and how to make a play out of the pick and roll. So then when I left the Lakers, I went to Washington, and he kind of lured me to Washington when Doug Collins was the head coach. He was an assistant, so I played for him in Washington. And then I went to the Hawks and played with him with Atlanta with Woody for 4 years. And then he came to Cleveland with me when I was in Cleveland with the Cavs coaching. And now this is our 5th stop together. So he's been a lot to me just as a mentor, just as someone who can, see the game, who's been a head coach before in the past, who's done a great job. But also he was a great point guard when he played. So he's been a lot to me. I bounced a lot of stuff off of him. And I need him in my corner at all times.
Do you remember the time? He says he met you when you were at the Combine. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he tries to bring it up, but I don't remember it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Charlie. We'll go over to Tomer.
Hey, Ty, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
I don't know if you're aware, but you guys are shooting, through the first month, 44% from 3. That would be the best in NBA history. I'm curious, what has been the key to that in terms of getting the looks, and what's the key to making that sustainable throughout the year?
I think just sharing the basketball and playing the right way. I think, when we're getting open shots, we're a great shooting team. So, I think 8 or 9 guys shooting over 38%. And we're getting into the paint, attacking the basket. Then we're able to kick out and spray out for threes. And we're doing a good job of moving the basketball to do that. So, I think it is sustainable if we're playing the game the right way.
Thank you.
And we got time for one more. We'll go to Law.
Hey, Ty, congrats on the win tonight. I wanted to go back to something that we talked about earlier as far as having Paul George, Kawhi Leonard be primary playmakers on this particular team, and you being a former point guard in the league. What was that conversation like with Paul, with Kawhi, especially with Paul coming? He had a career high assist tonight with 12. What was that conversation like with those two players to basically say, all right, you guys have the skill set. We're not going to emphasize having a traditional point guard. We're going to have you guys do that work as playmakers.
They enjoyed it. They liked it when we first talked about it. And then, just those guys getting used to making all the right plays and the right passes. And I think they're getting better and better, every single game, just making the reads. And like you said, being that point guard, in that first unit and second unit when PG comes back in. So they've been great with it. We talked about it from day one. And, with that being said, we're going to put the ball in their hands. And they got to make the right play, whether it's scoring the basketball or making their teammates better. And they've been doing a good job of doing both.
Thank you, Ty.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Coach. Have a great night.
Good.
Great. We'll go ahead and get started with Justin Russo.
Hey, Kawhi, congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Patrick Beverley said this past summer that training with you changed his, quote, whole life and whole game. I was curious as to what you've seen out of Pat since then that he's improved at, not only on the court, but off the court as well.
Just working on his game pretty much. He always was a guy to work on his game, but now he's more detailed to it, I guess. You pretty much got to ask him, but off the court, just taking care of his body. You know what I mean? But to me, he always been doing it. But it's just the small details. But you just got to ask him those questions. I'm not sure what else he's doing, but I know he's a hard worker, and he's very detailed in what he does.
Thanks. We'll go over to Tomer.
Hey, Kawhi, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but you guys are shooting 44% from three in the first month of the season. That would be an NBA record if it's sustainable. My question to you is, what's been the key to that, and also what can you do to make sure that is sustainable throughout the course of the season?
Just keep working on our game, keep sharing the ball. That's it. That's all we could do. Just keep passing it to the open shooters. Stay focused and, treat every game like it's your last. And, it's not too, keyed in on the percentage. It's about, just the way we play and, the camaraderie and, just us, being able to enjoy each other and playing the right way.
Thank you.
Thanks. We'll go over to Farbod.
Hey, Kawhi, this season you guys are 8-1 when you have 20-point leads. It feels like for the most part, you guys have done a tremendous job at making sure you take home the win once you're up. Whereas last season there were a lot of moments where it seemed like things were getting a little closer, the leads were getting blown. Is there anything you've seen in terms of the composure of the team at handling these situations better from last year?
Well, just, taking each possession at a time. Just knowing, what we're not doing well, why the team is making a run, and also knowing that, teams are talented and we're going to get their best shot. Just about the next possession, and I think that's what we're doing. That's it.
Thanks, Farbod. We'll go over to Miriam.
Hey, Kawhi, congrats on the win. What did you like about what Zubac did today, and kind of what are you seeing from him this year? He's sort of trying to find his place on this team.
Say it again. I didn't hear the name.
What Zubac?
Zubac. He's still in the game. His mind is still in it, even though he's coming off the bench this year. He's been coming in with high energy still. Still the same character, and I appreciate that from him. A lot of guys get down when they lose their starting position, but he's all about winning.
And how about tonight? What did you like from him today?
Just protecting the rim, running the floor, getting offensive rebounds, finishing, making good passes out of the blitzes. He played well.
We'll go over to Law.
Good evening. I wanted to, I know we've discussed your role specifically as far as being a facilitator in the offense, but I wanted to know from you if you've had any conversations with Paul specifically about sharing that role and elevating that role. What's it been like playing with him, encouraging him to be that playmaker along with you? And what differences do you notice this year compared to last year as far as the traditional point guard player or who's facilitating the offense?
I mean, we both know what we need to do and, you know, what's going to help the team. I don't have to put a battery in his back and encourage him to, you know, play the way he's playing. I mean, we keep saying this, but, you know, he didn't come in this season too comfortable. You know, having those 2 shoulder surgeries, not able to shoot the ball or really get workouts in. So I think that's a big help for him, for any NBA player, to just be able to have a good workout summer rather than sitting down or waiting for something to heal. You know, you're working on your game. And, you know, that's just mindset. We just want to come in and play good basketball, make the right decisions. And, you know, if it's passing or scoring the ball or making a defensive play, you know, we're all willing to do it.
Also, we got time for one more. We'll take it from Thomas.
Hey, Kawhi. Not to harp too much on last year, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on the momentum of this year and how you feel about kind of where you all are, you know, kind of as you are, you know, kind of headed into, you know, kind of the, you know, out of that first leg of the season. Just what are your thoughts on the momentum of the team and how you feel about the group as a whole?
You know, I think we are still trying to get better. You know, that's all our mindset. We're not complacent on where we are right now. We're going to keep it moving. Like you said, it's the first leg of the season. You know, we got to finish it out and have carryover into the playoffs. So, you know, the mindset right now, you know, I'm happy with the wins that we're getting, but we're not satisfied. We want to keep getting better.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Have a great night. Zoo, how you doing, sir?
Good, you?
Doing very well. We'll go to Cam.
Hey, Zoo, talk about your role coming off the bench and then what that requires, how that changed your mindset, if at all. Tonight you had 12 big rebounds. It really helped out the team on the defensive boards. Elaborate on that.
I mean, that should be me every night. That's one of my roles is rebounding the ball and not giving up offensive boards. And I feel like I can be one of the best in the league at that. I just got to bring energy. Got to box out on every possession, and I feel like I didn't do a great job with it to start the season, but I think I'm getting better at it, and you know, I'm gonna try to help the team on the boards every night.
Thanks, we go to Claudia.
Hey, Sue, congratulations for the win tonight. Besides the great job that you did tonight, what did it change in those last minutes of the second quarter going into the third that got the team going on a roll?
We came out of the halftime ready to play. We knew we gave up a lot of points in the first half, and we knew we had to step up defensively to win the game. And guys came out ready in the second half, and we did it on defensive end.
Thanks, Claudia. We'll go over to Andrew Greif.
Joseph Ryan Ward.
Oh, hello. This is Andrew.
Hey, Ty, how's it going? Good. How are you? Good. So, kind of piggybacking on what
you guys hearing that?
Yeah, I'm hearing a recording, it sounds like.
Sorry, Zoo. I was just wondering, you know, when you were you surprised in the offseason, knowing surgery was going to come in when Ty had asked you to change your role? Did that catch you off guard? And how did you kind of make that adjustment in the first weeks? Like, did you talk to vets who had made a certain move? How did you try to be your best in that role?
No, I mean, I'm here to do whatever I'm asked to do. And when Ty told me I'm going to be coming off the bench, I took that as a challenge. And, you know, wherever they need me, whatever they need me to do, I'm a help. And, you know, just took it as a challenge. And that's all it is. That's it. Took it as a challenge, and I'm here to do whatever they need me to do.
Kawhi just said that he feels like, as well as you guys have been playing, there's a not being satisfied mentality about getting better. For as well as you guys have been playing, where do you feel like this team needs to get better in the next quarter of the season or so?
I feel like we can get better at finishing games. When we get a big lead, we just got to keep pushing, and that's one of the areas of the improvement. And I feel like we can be better in transition defense, just communicating, matching up better, and I think if we get better at those two things, we can get on another level.
Thanks, Zoo.
Thanks, Andrew. We'll go over to Farbod.
Hey, Zoo. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
You had mentioned post game that tonight was the first time you felt like yourself and how you should be playing.
Yeah.
What was the trigger for you? Was it when you got a big block? Like, what was the thing that got you going where you felt like, oh, I'm playing like me again?
Just every possession when I started, you know, grabbing a couple of offensive boards, grabbing some defensive boards, getting a block, getting a dunk, and just getting stops. That's what fuels me, getting stops. And, you know, it felt really good to start the game, and I kept that I kept that rhythm in second half. And like I said, I finally felt like myself, finally rebounded the ball like I can, help the team on the boards, in the paint, protecting the rim. And yeah, that should be me every night.
Great, we'll go to Tomer.
Hey, Zoo, congrats on the win. I don't know if you're aware, but you guys are shooting as a team 44% from three in the first month. That's would be an NBA record. My first question to you is, when are you going to jump in on that? And what's been the key to, that 3-point percentage and to make it sustainable throughout the year?
I've been working on my three, but whenever they need me, man, I'm gonna keep working. But I just want to stay in my role. I want to try to help the team in a way so I can do best. And whenever it happens, it happens. I'm not thinking about it. I'm just out there playing, trying to help. And the key to it is just moving the ball. Everyone's moving the ball. We're sharing, making next pass, and we trust each other. And we get a lot of open threes. And we got some good shooters on our team, and they're shooting with confidence, and it's going in.
Thank you.
Thanks. We'll go to Justin Russo.
Hey, Zoo, congrats on the victory tonight.
Thanks.
You and Serge have looked great as short roll passers this season. How do you feel, at least on a comfort level, with making those reads? And how far do you think you've come with that in your career?
We know where they're gonna. A lot of teams are gonna blitz Kawhi and PG, and we've been working on it almost every practice. Bigs, we've been show rolling and trying to make those passes, trying to make those reads, and I feel much more comfortable now than at the beginning of the season, just because we work on it all the time. And I feel super confident. I feel like I can make the right read. I can make that pass, and if they don't step up, I can take it to the rim.
Thanks, Justin. We got one last question. Time for Miriam.
Hey, Zoe, congrats on the win. I have a Kobe question for you. I mean, obviously, growing up in Croatia, you were a big fan of his. But I wonder, looking around the league now, like, in what ways do you see his influence and his impact lasting? I mean, from shoes to moves to inspiration, like, what do you see?
A lot of places. Every time you step on the court, like, half of the guys wear his shoes, and I feel like younger players in this league, he was inspiration to everyone, including me. And a lot of players grew up watching his games, watching his moves, trying to copy them. And you can see it everywhere. And guys are still talking about him all the time, about his moves and the way he played, about his mentality. And it's just amazing the impact he had, and I think he's inspiration to most of the guys in the league.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Zoo. Have yourself a great night. We'll go ahead and get started with Shane. You can go ahead.
Hey, BG, great game tonight. In the first half, there was a possession where I believe you went to back screen for Marcus and then immediately came around for a handoff with Zoo and got an open three.
Yep.
Do you think being involved as the initial screener in some sets is also what helps get good shooters open?
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, some of the best screeners are elite three-point shooters because they know they set a good one, they're going to have to help, which is going to free them up.
Thanks. We'll go over to Mark.
Hey, PG, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're aware tonight, but you tied your career high in assists with 12. It's your first time getting 12 assists since 2013. Can you kind of just elaborate on you as a playmaker and like how comfortable are you in that role? Because it seems like you're at a next level now.
It's a work in progress. I think it's just being comfortable with the ball in my hands and, making plays and finding my teammates. Probably at a career high in turnovers too. So, I got to work on it. I got to be better. I got to take care of the ball a lot better. But for me, it's fun. It's fun. I play for my teammates. And so, it's not going to be perfect, but I thrive on being on the floor and try to make my teammates better.
Thanks. Go over to Farbod.
Hey, PG. Zoo was saying tonight that this was how he should have been every night, him getting 12 boards. When you guys are seeing a game like this from him, are you telling him any words of motivation? Like, are you guys hyping him up at all, or do you just kind of let him roll?
Yeah, I mean, we got to keep, pumping Zoo. Zoo just doesn't know how dominant he can be. You forget how young he is and he's still a baby. But it's on us to continue to give him that positive reinforcement. Just tell him keep going, especially in second units that he's playing against. Nobody, it's very rare you find bigs that are his size in the league today. And so I think that's one of the biggest advantages he has. So he's just got to own it. He's got to own being the biggest guy on that floor.
Thanks, Farbod. We'll go over to Miriam.
Hey, Paul. Congrats on the win and all the assists. Wanted to ask a Kobe question as well. And just sort of, obviously with you and with like basically everyone in the league, probably took something from Kobe, whether it's, his shoes or his mentality or his shots or his moves. But what for you, like what was maybe some of the favorite things, your favorite thing about him that you tried to borrow, like as a kid coming up?
Playing on both ends. That was one thing that stood out. I didn't want to just be good on one end. I didn't want to just be a guy that could shoot, a guy that could score. I wanted to be effective on both sides of the floor. And that was one thing Kobe taught me. People, know him for his big offensive game and, explosive scoring nights. But on any given night, when he was going offensively, he was guarding the best player on the other end as well. And as a kid, growing up watching that, that was the only way I wanted to play. I wanted to be able to, be an offensive threat, but I wanted to be able to shut down the other team's best player as well.
Cool, man. Thank you.
Thanks, Miriam. We'll go over to Andrew Greif.
Hey, Paul, a question about teammate Luke Kennard. He's talked and Ty has talked so many times about how much guys have been on him, you've been on him, Kawhi, et cetera, about really being aggressive with his game. And even though he's trying to fit in, really feel like he can take his shots too. I guess, how have you seen that process play out where he has seemed to be a little more comfortable over the last week, but I think he, by his own admission, feels like he can be better in that way.
Yeah, and we're on him a lot, but we also are mindful that he really missed a lot of time last year, and he's coming into a new team, and so I get it. I get it. I've been through that. I know how it is. So that's why I'm one of the culprits of like, hey, shoot your shots, be aggressive, play your game, because I know how that is when you're trying to come into a new team and you're trying to figure it out. And you don't want to shoot. You don't want to be ultra aggressive. You don't want to be, just out there hunting shots. Like, you want to play within the system. But a lot of times we need him to be aggressive. I'm the guy on the floor that's trying to get everybody looks, try to get everybody shots, try to put the ball in everybody's hands. So he just got to go out there and just be aggressive, take his shots.
And you mentioned the physical, the layoff he spent. I mean, have you seen just a difference in him, the way he physically moves in the last month since he's been getting his feet back underneath him?
Who?
Luke. Have you seen just a difference in the way?
Yeah. Yeah, no, he looks great. He looks great. I actually saw Luke before we got him training this summer. He was training with the guy I work out with, and he was working out right before me. And this is before we grabbed him. And I was just amazed. I didn't know, this is my first time like really seeing him up close. And I was blown away with, all the things that he can do on the floor. And, it was just great that we actually, went to trade for him. So I got to see a lot of his potential, and he's got a high ceiling. He can really play.
Thanks, PG.
Thanks, Andrew. We'll take a couple more we have time for. We'll go to Law. Murray.
Hey, Paul. First of all, it's great to see you dunking every single game now. So it's good to see that from you. But I wanted to go back to about the assists tonight. You found 8 of your teammates. Pretty much everybody that you shared the floor with tonight scored off of a decision that you made. What has it been like what does that feel like? And what have been the conversations you've had with Ty Lue when it comes to being comfortable leading this offense with another like-sized wing like Kawhi?
Well, T. Lewis has trusted me with the ball in my hands, and my job is to facilitate and take care of the ball, which I've been struggling to do, but it's a work in progress. But it's a fun challenge for me. I look forward to the challenges going into the game on a nightly basis. It's fun figuring it out, figuring out how defense are guarding plays, how defenses are guarding me. It's been an ongoing studying process, and I really take these games and I watch film and I study, and I just try to see and nitpick what I can get out of plays, and it's been working. But it's fun. I love connecting the team. I love getting guys shots. I think we've been one of the teams that have got some of the most wide open shots, wide open threes. And so, it's contagious. One guy makes a play for another. Our whole team just plays that same style.
Has Ty been the first coach to encourage you to basically have fun being a creator for others like this?
Yeah, I always joke. I joke a lot saying I'm a natural point guard, but he's allowed me to play the point in possessions, and I'm having fun doing it.
Thanks, Paul. We'll take one last one from Justin Russo.
Hey, Paul, congrats on the victory tonight.
Sure.
I asked Zoo about the short roll passing that he and Serge Ibaka have been able to perform in this pick and roll based offense for you guys. What have you seen out of them as short roll passers so far this season, and how much have they improved?
They get more comfortable. They get more comfortable in that play. It's basically just, allowing them to be playmakers. They put 2 on the ball on pick and rolls. We find them on the short roll, and it's in their hands to become the playmakers. And they've been doing an excellent job. Again, they're part of the reason we're getting so many open looks.
Thanks, Justin. Thanks, Paul. That's all we got for you tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good evening.